If you have been watching the NASCAR season closely these last few weeks, you probably felt it too. There's a strange feeling in the garage right now, like something is quietly changing, something that a lot of people inside the sport did not expect to happen this fast. And the craziest part is that it is not just one moment, it is not just one race, it is not just one result. There are actually two different stories happening right now inside the Cup Series, and when you put them together, they tell a much bigger story about what might be coming for the rest of this season. One of them happened during a race where everything looked completely over. There was smoke, spins, and chaos, the kind of moment where you assume a driver's day is finished, but somehow it was not. And the other story has insiders, drivers, and people around the garage starting to realize that a certain driver might be learning something in NASCAR much faster than anyone predicted. And if that trend keeps going, it could seriously change how people look at the championship picture this year. We're going to break down both of these stories because together they say a lot about what is really happening in the Cup Series right now. But real quick, if you are a true NASCAR fan and you enjoy talking about what is happening around the garage every week, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe. This channel is brand new, and the goal right now is to reach 1,000 real NASCAR fans who love the sport as much as we do. Let's start with the first story because this one had a lot of people in the garage scratching their heads. We're talking about Shane Van Gisbergen driving the number 97 Chevrolet for Trackhouse Racing and what he's been doing to start the 2026 NASCAR Cup Series season. After just 4 races, Van Gisbergen is sitting 5th in the championship standings. And if you've been around NASCAR long enough, you know why that is surprising. When SVG first came into the Cup Series, the big question everyone had was simple. Can he really do this on ovals? We all knew what he could do on road courses. That was never the debate. But NASCAR is a completely different animal when you're talking about week after week oval racing. And yet here we are, 4 races into the season, and he is 5th in points. Even experienced NASCAR insiders are starting to take notice. On the podcast The Teardown, journalists Jeff Gluck and Jordan Bianchi were talking about the early surprises of the season, and Gluck did not hesitate when Van Gisbergen's name came up. He said that when you look at the pleasant surprises so far this year, SVG has to be at the top of that list. Gluck admitted he could not believe the standings, 4 races in and still 5th in points. But what really caught people's attention happened at Phoenix Raceway. During the race, Van Gisbergen spun out, and from the press box, it looked like his entire day was finished. Gluck explained that from where he was sitting, he saw the smoke and the spin and immediately thought the race was over for him. He said he looked down and realized it was SVG and thought that was not good for him. Part of the reason he thought that is because Van Gisbergen is still under a microscope when it comes to oval racing. There are still people ready to jump on social media and say he cannot drive on ovals. So when that spin happened, Gluck assumed the critics were about to have a lot to say. But then something surprising happened. Instead of fading away in the field, Shane Van Gisbergen fought his way back and finished 11th. Even Gluck admitted he still doesn't understand exactly how it happened. He said that during one of the late restarts, he looked at the scoring pylon and suddenly SVG was back inside the fight. He even guessed that maybe the team took 2 tires during a restart to gain track position because suddenly Van Gisbergen was much further forward than expected. And that kind of recovery is the type of thing people inside NASCAR notice. Jordan Bianchi added something interesting to that conversation. He said, when you talk to other drivers in the garage, they're actually impressed by Van Gisbergen's ability. And that says a lot because those drivers understand exactly how difficult it is to transition from another form of racing into the NASCAR Cup Series. Bianchi explained that even though SVG built his reputation on road courses, drivers can see that the skills can translate if the driver is willing to put in the work. And according to what people in the garage are seeing, he is putting in the work. He is learning, he is adapting, and most importantly, he is getting better every single race. Now, both Gluck and Bianchi also made it clear that the real test is still coming. The schedule ahead includes Las Vegas Motor Speedway and Darlington Raceway. Those tracks will tell us a lot more about whether this early momentum can continue. But still, finishing 11th at Phoenix after spinning and looking like your day was over definitely got people's attention. Now that leads us to the second story, and this one helps explain why the first story might not be a fluke. Earlier in the 2026 season, Shane Van Gisbergen delivered what may be the clearest sign yet of his growth on ovals. At Atlanta Motor Speedway, driving the same number 97 Trackhouse Chevrolet, SVG scored a 6th-place finish. That result became the best oval finish of his NASCAR Cup Series career. What makes that result even more impressive is that the race itself was not perfect. Van Gisbergen actually spun twice during the event. 2 spins, and he still finished 6th. That shows how much his racecraft on ovals has improved. He's starting to understand things that are critical in NASCAR oval racing, such as car balance, tire management during long runs, and how to race inside the pack. If you watch NASCAR closely, you know that racing in a pack on ovals is very different from what drivers experience in many other series. There are many small details, including air movement, drafting, timing runs, and protecting your position while still moving forward. Van Gisbergen himself has admitted that oval racing requires many intricate details that he is still learning, but he has also explained his approach. He treats every race as a chance to build a notebook. That means collecting information, learning what works, learning what doesn't work, and slowly becoming more comfortable in these situations. We already saw signs of that progress at the end of last season. In late 2025, he scored a 10th-place finish at Kansas Speedway, which was already a big step forward at the time. Now, in 2026, the 6th-place finish at Atlanta shows that the progress is continuing. His big goal this season is consistency. He wants to start putting together regular top 10 finishes on ovals. If he can do that, it completely changes his chances in the championship, especially with the NASCAR Chase playoff format, where collecting points and staying competitive throughout the season becomes extremely important. Right now, with a top 5 position in the standings after 4 races, he is doing exactly that. He is building points, he is building confidence, and he is building respect from the drivers around him. Van Gisbergen has admitted that he is still learning the nuances of drafting, but his confidence and speed on ovals have clearly improved. And when you think about it, that's a pretty scary thought for the rest of the field. Everyone already knows how dangerous he is on road courses, so if he continues improving on ovals the way he has so far in 2026, he could become a serious threat across the entire schedule. That's why these two stories matter. It's not just about one comeback at Phoenix. It's not just about one 6th-place finish at Atlanta. It's about a driver who many people thought would struggle on ovals, quietly proving that he is figuring it out faster than expected. And if that learning curve keeps going the way it is right now, the rest of the NASCAR Cup Series might have to start looking at Shane Van Gisbergen differently, because this may no longer be just a road course specialist. This may be a driver who is becoming a complete NASCAR contender. And honestly, as fans, that's something exciting to watch. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you think Shane Van Gisbergen can become a consistent contender on ovals this season? Or do you think the tougher tracks coming up like Las Vegas and Darlington will be the real test? Leave your thoughts in the comments because I always enjoy hearing what other NASCAR fans think about these situations. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like the video and also subscribe to the channel. This is a brand new channel called NASCAR Nation Report, and the goal right now is to reach our first 1,000 real NASCAR fans who love NASCAR as much as we do. If you're the kind of fan who enjoys talking about what is really happening around the garage every week, you're definitely in the right place. And one more quick thing before we go. If you want to support the channel a little more, you can also check out the NASCAR gear displayed right here on the video. Things like shirts, hats, and other gear that real fans love. If something catches your eye, grabbing one is a great way to support the channel while representing your love for NASCAR at the same time. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.